Welcome, welcome. It's so great to be with you for our creative energy level number 9. Peter's on. Just a second. And what we're doing today is we are kind of bringing things to a conclusion for our creative energy levels series at this moment in time. And what we did was we started with the 0 point and we investigated the idea of expansion through the 0 point. So whenever we're beginning something new, whenever we're feeling as if we don't know what direction to go into, we want to bring ourselves back home. We want to see ourselves as enclosed within a sacred space that we could visualize as being that of a circle. Obviously, it's much more of an oval, but a circle suffices in our mind's eye. The 9th level of energy is at the opposite end of that 0 point, and it represents our capacity to bridge into the unknown, to connect with that which is greater than we are, that which we might consider to be inner guides, inner teachers, what Joseph Campbell refers to as holy helpers. And he tells, as the hero's journey, he says, when the hero is on the ground and doesn't know what to do, and there's like a boot on their neck, it is the holy helpers that come in and scoop us up and carry us forward. So the 9th level is this bridge between who we believe ourselves to be within the context of the body and the spirit realm, the metaphysical, the beyond the physical. So it's got a lot of potential to create for us a sense of protection. And when we turn the camera in a moment and do our last demo for this series, we'll see how the 9th level surrounds the 8th level and gives us a feeling of being protected, of being within our own personal ozone layer, as I like to think of it. The ozone layer protects the earth when it's gotten torn, as it has through climate change. A lot of harmful rays can come in and cause havoc on the planet. Similarly, in our own portable unit, which is what we've been working with as we've built our stick figure navigational tool, when we are predated, when something from outside comes in and hooks us or pulls on us, or when we leak our own personal power without recognizing that we're doing that, what we're doing from a creative energy standpoint is we're leaking through that 9th level protective ozone layer around our auric field. So working with creative energy is simply giving us an opportunity to consider where on that ladder that goes through our body in our drawing of the stick figure map, where in our body are we leaking energy on any given day? Is it in one of those 3 zones below the belt, where we might be seeking safety, wondering when we're going to be secure? Are we leaking from our sense of where do I belong and how do I create or give birth to that which is really compellingly important to me? Do we leak out of the 3rd level of energy, which is the power and the potential of being true to our own nature, to the point where we are looking outside of ourselves to have somebody else complete us? So we might be stuck in one of those first 3 levels of energy below the belt and our stick figure map. And it's good to know that. It's also good to go back and refresh, review the high positive pole and the low negative pole of each of the energy fields in the ladder of 1 through 9, as it gives us a lot of insight into very specific ways that we might be less than honoring of ourselves on any given day. And of course, this happens to all of us on any given day, where we just kind of fall off the rails and don't know what we're up to. The work of these creative energy levels provides us with a pattern that we can go back and refresh at any time, which is why I have suggested and suggest today too, as we're closing our sessions, that you download the email that carries today's video vlog. You can find all of the links in the email, and you can download them to your computer. Just save this final 9th level energy field URL on your computer, and then you can come back as you need to reconnect and remember what these energy fields represent in the overarching term, and how you can communicate with each level and really get the gusto of what the energy wants to offer you on any given day. So the 9th level is the culminating point within our work around the body. And it is a bridge, it is permeable energy, so that we can send our energy out into the world. Once we're of a piece, we can say, oh, I've got these gifts, I've got these talents, I've got these ideas, I've got these inspirations. And now I'm really aware of my own balance and my ability to work from home. So now I want to share. I want to send my energy and my information out. And we can only really do that when we can do it any way we want, but a lot of times we keep falling on ourselves and tripping ourselves up and repeating patterns that pull us back and pull us off track. And we really spin our wheels and waste a lot of energy that we could be investing in being congruent and being of a piece. So the 9th level really speaks of the saying yes to life. When we get to our keywords, some of our keywords are more expansive. They're about moving out into the world in ways that the other energies up until the 8th level, which is really our power, that creates our power station. But then the 9th level gives us protection so that others cannot predate us or pull on us, and we will have a way to stop leaking our own energy. So I'm going to turn the camera and we will look at what's going on in our demonstrations for today. And this is a wrap-up of sorts, but there's always something coming afterwards. So I do invite you, as you watch the video and make your notes, that you come into the YouTube zone and make your comments and click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, that you will please subscribe and help the channel reach more people, because all of us can use this wonderful way of bringing ourselves back home, bringing ourselves back to center. So you'll remind yourself that in the 8th level, we created our auric field, and we did that little practice where we could stretch our arms out to from our shoulders straight out to the sides of our body, and get that feeling as we move our arms forward and we move our arms backward, that we're creating a circle, a sacred circle around us. It extends above us, it extends below us, and it creates a real container for our own personal vibrational creative energies. It's a really beautiful practice. When we look at the 9th level, what we're doing is we're putting a protective ozone layer around the body, and it's like a golden yellow, like a sunshine yellow or a sunflower yellow, and it's a different, more golden yellow than the 3rd level, and it reminds us that we are radiant. We can even make rays off of it to remind us that we're radiant beings, and we're always sending our energy out into the world either consciously or unconsciously. So why not go through these steps and create a sense of congruence and remind ourselves that we can move through the world, as I like to say, as a healthy cell in the body of the universe. And so this would be our cell, our self, our congruence, our capacity to work from home. In the 9th level, we also want to learn a word that I love very much, and that word is bodhicitta. And bodhicitta or bodhicitta is of a Tibetan word, and in Buddhist teachings, we learn that this quality is more important than our own life. That gives us pause right there. That bodhicitta is more important than our own life, because the quality of bodhicitta gives us a sense of elements, loving kindness, generosity, compassion, and equanimity. Joy is in there also. So it's loving kindness, compassion, joy, equanimity, and the ability to really recognize how we are all connected. So even though we've done this individual drawing to represent the self, once we have this sense of congruence, we can recognize that if another cell comes and bumps up against us on our edges, or through our memory, or through our longing to be connected to something deep within us, if anything is coming up against our edges, we want it to also be a healthy cell in the body of the universe. And none of us are 100%. Very rare to be over 60 or 70% congruent, but we can strive, we can focus, we can feel that as part of what we would like to accomplish. So our keywords for the 9th level, and this is a short form. If you choose to order the upcoming ebook that is going to give you an opportunity to do a download or to purchase a spiral bound ebook of the energy fields, there's going to be more information than what we've got right here. But that's okay. What we want to remind ourselves in this skim of the energy fields as we're looking at them through this series is that with the 9th level, because it is a protective field around us, it is like a golden light that surrounds every living thing. And it gives us an opportunity to be still, hold our center, and trust in the divine plan. All these rays that are going out from around the cell, the healthy cell, which we are each are or can be in the body of the universe, each of these healthy cells connects us to a divine plan, to something bigger than ourselves, something greater than ourselves, that stands for beauty and truth and goodness. So 9th level, when we're on the positive end of the spectrum for 9th level, we're considering things like selfless service, a broad outlook, a generosity of spirit, the ability to recognize true love as impersonal love, as agape, rather than as emotional love between two people. The 9th level radiates and substantiates this idea of becoming much more than when we were looking to find our own identity at 3rd level, or when we were attempting to find the balance between the masculine and the feminine energies within us in the 6th level. Now we're in the 9th level, 3 times 3, and we're really broadening our scope of possibility and generosity of our own spirit. To give is ever possible. There's no lack in it. This is the lesson we all need to learn, and we learn it by teaching. Because it is our own doubt that limits us, this is the issue of our time. We must transform the scarcity of doubt to the peace of trust. We are rewarded with tremendous potential, And the power of our gratefulness undoes every obstacle of limitation. That's a really lovely ninth level prayer or a poem that we attribute it to Tara Singh, who was a teacher and a lecturer of A Course in Miracles while he was on the planet. So ninth level up here also, we're really thinking about how our personal creative desire to birth something into the world that helps us belong in the world, second level. The ninth level elevates that giving to a point where we just feel like it's time. I want to share what I've learned, and I want to find my audience. I want to connect with my community. We often hear it referred to as our tribe. Whatever name we give it, there's a power in doing just that. When we get to the ninth levels, we take our personal art and we see if it can become a healing modality in our community. So, for example, I've been an artist and educator for all these many years. And as I've grown and evolved over the years, nothing's 100%, always got lessons, always have to unlearn some old patterns in order to be able to move forward with any kind of grace or ease. But as we evolve, as we move forward, we become more capable of focusing on new ways, different ways, innovative ways, nuanced ways to share our gifts and our talents. So I look around the world and I love to paint, and I'm a very fine painter in my own, community, but I've looked for something that's even bigger than my capacity to share beautiful imagery by also delving deeply into these creative energy fields over the years. Just really being interested in how do we anchor ourselves to feel safe and secure in the world? How do we stand on our own 2 feet and deeply root ourselves so that we feel connected to the third dimension, the Earth Mother, the divine feminine, the goddess energy? How do we do that? I got very curious about that. How do we find where we belong and ways to midwife our creativity so that it actually is being shared? Like giving birth, there's always a come and meet the baby. So we give birth to our creativity and, come and see what I've created. So we do, a little YouTube or a podcast or JPEGs on Facebook. We find all different kinds of ways to send our creative energy out into the world, which gives us a clearer sense of our identity as we go forward. And as mentioned in the early days of our series here, many of us just get stuck under this belt trying to figure out safety, belonging, and identity. So when we break through the belt, our heart can open. It hurts. We have to endure something. Sometimes it, is very, very difficult to go through what it is that life brings us to channel so that this belt can be broken through and we can come up here and really feel empathy for others, recognizing, dang, life is suffering and it's hard. So I don't want to make it more difficult for anybody. I want to open my heart. I want to be true to my own nature. And I want to really create a foundation that's based on my strength and my ability to build something that is heart-based, heart work, do the work of my heart, which takes us then up into our ability to communicate with more clarity. Again, that way in which we joined the 5th level with the 2nd level to remind ourselves that our feeling body gives us the cue and the clue to how we're going to communicate. And the way that we communicate resonates with how we feel. So those two really are vitally important to one another. We want to remember that. When we get up to the 6th level of energy, we open up our intuitive balance point so that we remind ourselves that we have a masculine and a feminine side to our experience. And we want the masculine and the feminine to talk to one another so that the feminine aspect of being who we are relates to the masculine aspect of doing our best on any given day. And so balance becomes a very useful awareness. When we get up to the 7th level, the last point within the physical body, we're working with, again, sort of an outward orientation toward larger ideas, greater connections to the field of life and to the mystery, really being open intuitively and being ready to teach what we came here to learn. So always moving upward and then surrounding ourselves with this bubble of light, the field of light that holds all of our power in our personal energy field. This is like our own bubble of light that contains us. And today we're looking at, in our conscious closure of our series, we're looking at this protective energy that surrounds us, but that can be broken. It can be broken anytime. Something can permeate it, and then our energy begins to leak out, and we lose that energy, and it falls away. I see this often, not often, but I see this frequently in handwriting when I'm analyzing handwriting in preparation for life cycle collaborations. A lot of us leak our energy and we don't even know it. So when we get over here to what we call the negative pole of the 9th level, some of the keywords that we've got here are frustrated, unfulfilled, aimless, conflicts, narrowing interests. We could add in anger. We could add in agitation of all types into the negative pole, as we remind ourselves that positive is not better than negative. It's simply different ends of the same energy spectrum. And like any, we want to find our balance point. Where's my camera? We want to find our balance point. So we can think of any of the energies as if they are a continuum. And we can see the positive end lifting us up and the negative end, it's so dyslexic in this thing, the negative end taking us down. And we just want to kind of stand in the middle and say, today I am a person who is more interested in selfless service than in neglecting friendships. Today I'm a person who's more interested in broadening my outlook than in staying stuck in a feeling of frustration or being unfulfilled or aimless, or narrowing my interests rather than broadening my scope. So always really excellent to consider the scale of the energies in each of the 1 through 9 and how they help us relate. The overarching energy of 9th level is compassion in action. And again, the ability to create a fusion between what is your fine art, what is your art, what makes your life your art, and how in the 21st century can you join your art with the idea of healing, fine arts, talent, healing arts. Enough said. You know, it's not, we're not trying to fix anything. We're fusing in a sense of opportunity to really connect with our inner teachers and guides through meditation and through this sense of this energy being a bridge between where we have been here within us and where we would like to go with our energy out into the world and all the way around as we travel around this protective or auric field. So I'll turn the camera and we will reconnect to the end of our work for today. And I want to get this camera out of the way. It's just, I'm about as dyslexic as they come. Oh, I'm always switching things around. I have to be so careful. And that's okay. It just keeps me focused. One of my favorite words, focused. So thank you for being here for our free series that has unfolded over the last number of weeks. And feel free, as mentioned earlier, to leave a comment, to click the like button on the YouTube channel, to go over to the Facebook group. If you don't know about our private Facebook group, I'll put a link into the email for this final chapter in our Creative Energy Levels series. I'm so glad that you have been here, or that you're picking this information up in the future, and that you're sensing into how you yourself are responsible for the way that you move your energy through the world. Nobody else is responsible for your energy and how you express it, or taking responsibility for how you might repress it and resist your own growth and your own evolution. So we're all works in progress, and everybody's exactly where they're meant to be on this day. And we can all sense into where we would like to, make our quantum leaps, or just keep moving forward with a steady pace that lets us feel that we are in a graced state in our own life experience. Don't we all deserve that? So I wish you well. I did not say, let me say it before I close, I did not say that in Carol Bridges' work, the 9th level is the Hermit, and in the traditional tarot, oh no, in Carol Bridges' work, it's the Guide. Traditional tarot, it's the Hermit. I encourage you to look at tarot decks and see which ones speak to you, and add them into your toolkit for working with creative energy levels. Nobody owns this work. Everyone can add to this work. And I know that as you allow yourself to simply dip in on a regular basis, that your inner teachers and guides are going to be all lit up on your behalf and send you lots of great ideas. I wish you well, and I will see you soon. Take good care.